Hey, Charles, how's it going?
Hey, welcome back. I'm the show, and this is kind of technically a bonus episode
Yeah.
because I blamed myself for a technical difficulty, so I told Lee, "Well, throw me something else," and he
Yeah.
said, "Okay." So he sent me this, and I am embarrassed to admit because I'm not the biggest Fleetwood Mac person on the planet. But we're doing somebody that's connected with that band, so I don't give away too much.
Yeah.
But I'll let you announce what we're doing and then we can talk about whatever and then do the track. How about that?
All right. This is the first solo album from Jeremy Spencer, who was in Fleetwood Mac. And I can tell you a little bit about this album and
Before
the...
just quick little thing. I want to interject a little thing before you
All right.
on Mr. Spencer. I feel embarrassed because I didn't know he was in, to me, the real version of Fleetwood Mac with Peter Green. Not that I hate the later Lindsey Buckingham and all that. I like that too, but I don't think the Peter Green era of Fleetwood Mac gets enough love, unless it's us. But I had no clue this guy was in there. Of course, I was also Three Sheets of the Wind when it was sent. And I was just like, Jeremy Spencer, huh? But once I saw, I was like, oh shit, I should have known this one. But I didn't know this album. So, but yeah, he was in the original Peter Green version of Fleetwood Mac, which is folks that they not that there's anything wrong with the latter day version that most people really gravitate to, typically the Fleetwood Mac. I think the Peter Green era is a hidden gem, but I'll let you take over from here.
All right. Fleetwood Mac was recording their album Then Play On. And Jeremy Spencer decided he did not want to do much on that album. He did maybe some tambourine and a little piano and some backing vocals. And the band didn't exactly understand his attitude, and they were very irritated at him. And he later explained in an interview when he was much older why he did what he did. But in order to make up for his not writing anything on Then Play On or doing much playing on it, he decided he would do his album and invite Fleetwood Mac to play on it. But Peter Green only played on one song, and it was the banjo. But it's basically the non-Peter Green version of the Peter Green Fleetwood Mac, with Jeremy Spencer being in control. And no.
Christine Perfect.
No, she wasn't on this. But
No, but it was at that time. This was Fleetwood Mac minus, Peter Green. Now there is another cut that you didn't send. I guess Mr. Jeremy was known to crash the stage at certain Fleetwood Mac shows, play it, and dress up like Elvis. But it's not on here. But I want to find that song. Oops, I might be giving away too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely accurate. But because once I read a little bit, I was like, okay, yeah, I should have known what the hell this was all about. But
and I have more to say after you're done.
Well, but
Yeah, I have more to say about that too.
Okay,
Well, I'm not going to talk about the religion part yet. I'm going to start by saying the reason why he didn't do the stuff on Them Play On was because if you heard some of the old stuff that they did with Jeremy Spencer doing his stuff live, he was a powerhouse and he could pretty much take over. And Peter Green was a little more shy, and Danny Kerwin was just starting the group, and the stuff Peter Green wrote was not the stuff that Jeremy Spencer was really much able to play. And so he decided that to be fair to Peter and Danny, he would kind of take a step aside in order to let them shine. So then that way, he was kind of being diplomatic. He wasn't trying to be stubborn. He didn't want to control the group. So he decided that since on their first couple of albums to begin with, he was the one who was mostly domineering it, he decided, okay, I'll step back and let them do it. And now the thing about the religion, he had saw what happened with Peter Green when Peter Green was taking too much drugs and becoming religious himself, and Jeremy Spencer didn't want to again do that drug thing, and then he was not too happy about the idea of playing in Los Angeles. So he managed to arrange for himself to say, I'm going out to get cigarettes. And when he did that, he decided instead he would join up with the people, the children of God. I heard that the guy told him about it, and he went, okay. And he went there and he decided to go with them. But the idea that they took him and that they kept him and wouldn't let him leave, that was all just publicity. And the idea that he said, my name is not Jeremy and I don't want to be a part of your rock music anymore. That apparently didn't happen either. I heard the producer, manager guys saw him and he just said, hey, I'm comfortable here. So they said, okay. But he didn't forego rock music. He did rock music and continue to play stuff. And he's just sorry that he didn't tell them originally that he wanted to leave, that he just booted out. But since then, he continued to, he's had friendly relations with the other members of Fleetwood Mac, and they even jammed not too soon ago, but within the last 20 years, they managed to at least do a few things again as friends. And he's still around, and he still plays great slide guitar. So yeah, this was an album of, well, when we get into the review, we'll talk about it, but it was a certain kind of album by him. Okay. Okay. Do you want to start or me? Okay. What do you think of the first song, Linda?
Well, it sounded a bit Bloody Holly inspired here, which I wasn't really expecting. In fact, I wasn't really sure what to expect, but seeing who was a member, again, we said, of the original Fleetwood Mac, this is an interesting aside. I mean, this is absolutely Buddy Holly worship, complete with the little vocal pickups and the rolling drums. I find his vocals not terrible, but odd. Almost like he sucks some helium or something. I don't know. But the song is some Holly worship.
Yeah. And he did the vocals on purpose like that. This is a cool kind of 50s Buddy Holly type of tune. It's done with a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek sense of humor, which is why I enjoy it. and I like it better than a lot of real Buddy Holly songs. Okay, now for The Shape I'm In. This is a cool 50s rockabilly type of piece. This is a little less humorous and more straightforward in its presentation, I think. But it's pretty good, and it shows he can do these types of tunes as well as the original performers. Even though I thought he wrote this song. Maybe he didn't. But what do you think?
Well, the vocals aren't helium influenced here. This is a cover of an Otis Blackwell tune, complete with boogie woogie piano and some saxophone. And for some reason, I got into this one a little bit more than that Linda tune. Even though it reminds me a bit of the Bonzo Rudolph band a bit, but not a bad little tune. I bet they drug elbow. I'm going to bet. So go ahead.
Okay. What do you think of Mean Blues?
A full live track. And we saw that weird talking before and all that. But now we're on to something. I mean, I kind of like the previous song, and that was whatever about Linda, but now we are getting to something I can get into. I mean, lyrically, vocally, not that spectacular, but the guitar work and the drums work for me. This is some solid blues rock. I mean, usually, by the way, the vocals and lyrics really don't matter on this kind of track anyway, and it won't. And this slams. This one takes it right out.
All right, I put he's a great slide guitar player, and I love hearing his slide guitar songs. But this, somehow, hearing it in the context of the album, sounds a little too comedic. Like he's over parodying what he's doing, which is exactly what he's doing, and it's the point of it, but it's less entertaining so far than the first two tracks for me. And originally, when I first heard this, I thought the opposite, but now I don't. Anyway, the next song is String Along. This is really good. It's too soon to tell what the best song on the album is, but so far, this is the best of the first four songs, and I really like it. What do you think?
Well, the only one to feature Peter Green and on the banjo. And this one has a bit of a hillbilly feel to it. Now, this one may be the best vocals on any of the tracks we've heard thus far. The guitar is real good. I could get maybe a bit of a Lonnie Donegan influence on this track. And I thought this one I could do to it. I liked it, man. Quite a bit. It's pretty cool.
All right. What do you think of Here Comes Charlie with his dancing shoes?
Now we get a little Bo Diddley feel going on. One thing I'm finding cool is even though Spencer wasn't in the band with Buckingham and Nix, and now I'm on that version of Fleetwood Mac, I hear some similarities in the vocal style on the backing vocals, the stuff they would do later on. This one rocks pretty good, and I love me some Bo Diddley beats, so a cool rockin' number. Man, we're stringing them along nicely now, old Jeremy Spencer, so let's keep them coming.
All right, I put, perhaps I spoke too soon about the best song. This right now is perhaps the best song so far. Instead of saying that, I'll say this is another great song, and it's fantastic. It's right up there with the best stuff by the Rolling Stones and the Animals, which this sounds similar to. 10 thumbs up. Okay, now for Teenage Love Affair. This is great. It's a parody, but it works. It's sort of like Ricky Nelson, the Everly Brothers, and Gene Pitney combined. But the song is quite nice, and I do enjoy it. Very cool. What do you think?
Well, I did get a hold of that helium again. This seems like it was maybe an homage to Ricky Nelson, like in the vein of Lonesome Town. So, and oddly, I could have heard Johnny Thunders cover this song during his acoustic sets. Pretty sparse, just guitar, bass, and some congas. Even though the vocals are kind of strange, like the same vein as that Linda track, I like this one way more than that. This is not too bad of a little ballad here.
Right on. What do you think of Jenny Lee?
We're back on some Holly love again, with a little splash of Everly Brothers. I see he's doing the homages to early rock tropes here, but yeah, I go back to like that Linda song in this style is not really working for me. And man, we got two helium songs in a row, so yeah, I didn't really care for this one here that much.
Okay, I put another great parody song in the style of Buddy Holly, but showing some of the ridiculousness of some of that type of stuff, but done with respect, so he's able to do the music proud while still giving it a backhanded compliment. But his intent is humor, so it works, and I dig this song. Now for Don't Go, Please Stay. This song is incredible because it answers the question, what if Jeremy Spencer, instead of Peter Green, had been the guitarist on a John Mayall album? It never happened, but Jeremy Spencer manages to sing like John Mayall and make a John Mayall song without John Mayall's involvement. That's pretty damn cool. I love it. What do you think?
Well, they're back in the blues thing again here, thankfully, by the way, and was getting a little bit lost with that previous one, but this sounds a bit of like New Orleans influence, perhaps a little fast style. The slide guitar is pretty great, and McVie's bass line is great. Now this is one way more like it, and damn, I wish they were all this style.
All right, what did you think of You Made a Hit?
This is the last cover track, a Walt Maynard song. You think Walt Maynard fan, please?
I don't know much about him.
Maybe I don't know anything, but it is a cover. If Spencer simply sings lead here, this is about as manly as he has sounded, which owed to his range or finally he lost the helium. I'm not sure. I must admit it's a bit jarring. His vocal range, I guess. But this is another real good version of some old school rock. Nice slide work. But he goes boogie woogie piano, which he would have played, by the way. This one is one of the better ones I've heard thus far. I can get with this style and all the bluesy stuff I've enjoyed. So I like this one. He made a hit.
Right on. I put another great song. A little bit of a parody, but done like artists of the day would do them. I like it. And now for Take a Look Around, Mrs. Brown, and it's said in parentheses, SIC. This is mostly a parody and an extreme parody of the Kinks, though a little bit of the Beatles is also thrown in. And this is the most direct example of extreme parody that he's done so far, and for my taste, I don't really like it. I can respect what he's doing, and he's doing it well, but that means he's able to waste my time rather authentically. But it's the waste my time part of it I don't care for. I can see what he's doing, but I can also see myself not caring much about it. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure what those indulgences were in the beginning. And I'm going to assume that you said the Kings figured here a little bit. I don't know, you kind of cut out. I was going to Pink Floyd, Sid Barrett era a little bit.
All right.
The production is strange. It cuts in and out a lot. And yeah, no, I'll just listen to it. It's not a great comedy cut at all. And they also make fun of the Beatles a bit at the end. So yeah, no thanks. Fuck this song.
All right. What do you think of Surfing Girl?
Sorry, I got mad we could make fun of Goo.
Yeah.
Surfing Girl. Well, now we're making fun of the Beach Boys a bit. The lead vocals are back on that helium, I see. I mean, musically not a bad homage to surf rock, but vocally rather weak. It sounds like an amateur band trying to sing their own versions of Beach Boys inspired music. Not as ridiculous as the previous song, but yeah, I'll skip this one too. Very true.
Okay, I put, this is an original song, but it does mimic the Beach Boys, but in a somewhat ridiculous but fun and enjoyable way. This is a fun track and I really like it. And now for If I Could Swim the Mountain. I love this song. It's one of the best on the album. He's obviously parodying Elvis Presley, which he was known to do on stage. And the consensus is that he was brilliantly hilarious at it. So kudos to him for finally putting an example of it on an album. This song gets 20 thumbs up. What do you think?
Yeah, that makes fun of Elvis. I will say the LSD must have been really strong with this one. Again, it really reminds me of the Bonzo Doo-Dah Band, which is great. Neil Innes. I would have listened to that over this. Basically a lark of Love Me Tender guitar-wise. But I wasn't aware that it was so hilarious and to make fun of Elvis. So I didn't know that. Hey, this was pointless. But I'm sure Spencer enjoyed all the drugs and making some silly tunes. I would say this is about a total EP worth of good tunes. And I would have enjoyed more of the bluesy stuff instead of the silly shit like Take a Look Around Mrs. Brown and this cut. But you know what? It wasn't as bad as the Nantucket or whoever that other I've already forgot. A very expensive band.
Yeah. We can call them the Rare Junk Band.
The rare junk band that you pay too much money for shit. But
Yeah.
it was still a fun listen. I don't know if you were aware. I kind of had a clue that this was kind of a parody album in a way.
I would have hoped that you would have heard it and just understood it. But then again, let's say, I don't know if you grew up with dumb people, but if you did, then maybe your understanding of parody versus dumb is not always so on tune.
We did the Bonds and Doo-Dah Band and he hated it. And that's a straight parody band.
Fair.
Whatever. You probably get too much script. However, there is songs on it. This wasn't a complete mess. Or it was not. In any way.
Yeah, and he did not continue doing parody stuff later. This was his only album like this.
And yes, based off the talent I did here, as long as he let the helium sit away. I wasn't a big fan of those vocals, but when you just sang normally, I enjoyed that. And the bluesy
Yeah.
stuff was great. So I'm hoping he's got more bluesy stuff.
He does.
I would be interested in that because his slide work is great. Yeah, his slide work's great, and his album's worth listening to over Shiva's Headband all day of the week. I don't know what the worst song was here. Still better than that shit.
Wow.
But, oh yeah. We're starting to Nantucket stuff for Shiva's Headband.
Yeah.
We're going to get that line up going. But no, this was a cool listen. And too bad he left Fleetwood Mac, I guess. All right, but
Yeah.
But I have to say that Peter Green and Fleetwood Mac, I am going to listen to the hidden track. As they say that's even more Elvis-y. You may like that one. You probably already know it. I don't even know the name of it off the top of my head, but I want to listen to that one.
There is an album that he did when Christine McVie wasn't really in the group yet, but she did the album cover and might have done piano on a few songs, but Peter Green left. So it's like we could do that album if you want, because he does some of the Buddy Holly style things on it. Oh.
I can listen to Jammer and Buddy Holly. But the blues the Big Kinks, Pink Floyd, Beatles. That was terrible. That was absolutely god awful. But and maybe I was confused. I mean, I still occasionally get mad when people clown on the Beatles, so I can't help that. I am a stuck-up Beatles fan. But I also enjoy the Pink Floyd, Sid Barrett. He could have made fun of them more, I wouldn't be mad. But either way, it doesn't matter. I survived it. It was better than Sheila's Headband.
Okay.
It was better than all of Nantucket ever.
Yeah.
And Nantucket was like the Nickelback of the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. We could sometime do his second album, which he did with the Children of God. You know.
We could do that. I just asked you maybe do the Move one time.
The Move?
I know it's totally random, but the Move. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd also do a Roy Wood album.
Me as well.
Because the Roy Wood album is sort of like, I think, his answer to this album. As if Jeremy Spencer did this album and it made Roy Wood want to do his album.
You can write that one down. I will do it.
Right on.
A couple songs I didn't really like. I still get it. Because like I said, I like the Bonzos. I like a good parody song, as long as it's done well. So.
Yeah.
Most of it was. There's a couple not, but it was still worth listening to. I enjoyed it. So thanks for bringing me back.
Yeah, and then his
reminded me of Jeremy Spencer's words on this planet, please. Thank you.
Yeah, he definitely changes what he does on his next album, and on the next album after that he changes again. So there you go.
Well, thank you.
He in fact, on one of his albums he kind of does a little bit of the disco.
That would be interesting.
But with his good guitar playing in it.
That would be even more interesting. And
yeah.
There's another artist, I can't remember his name. I sent you a track before, but you said, yeah, just keep that genre in mind. Just keep the genre in mind. I'll find the guy.
All right.
And I'll let you know offline. But anyway, Disco Jeremy Spencer would be fun. But thanks for having me back, Lee.
All right, thank you. All right. Well, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.